Netland Gaming versus eXtatus. Flex and Jay, take us away.
This one is going to be an interesting one. Of course, Mirage, a map where aim is certainly a factor in it, and I'd say a much more pertinent factor than the likes of Overpass or Cobblestone as well, just to kind of add Cobble into the mix, of course. And now that leads me to the prediction of eXtatus. I'm thinking 2-0. Jay, where do you stand as this pistol round is about to get going? Netland gearing up towards a ramp.
2-0. You know what? We saw eXtatus use their pistol play and their aim play to the best of advantage. So, considering that they are starting on CT side as well, this could be a very bad time for the Netland side. It will be Monty starting things off, taking down Moyes is a great first pick. The Byakuang will come through, taking down Devil. Monty's still going ham. He's also spotting out two different player positions. Takes a second headshot, a third headshot, excuse me, onto Felix. It's a 2 versus 4. Bonus comes in the back, takes down one, but frozen with a quick trade. And now it's all BRQ and a 1 versus 3, and the CT side are closing in on his position. Bombs down, very unlikely. He's got to win out all these angels to be able to take it together. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it will be eXtatus taking themselves a pistol round, but BRQM will still frag back, manages to find a little bit of tank damage and actually takes down Frozen as well, but there's Zedco coming on through, taking a headshot. And finally, round 1, favor of eXtatus.
The perfect start in the perfect way. Triple kill for Monty as well. Not quite what I was expecting to see, but I think Monty was kind of the hidden figure in the back that always appeared when you needed those frags to kind of come in. But now though, triple UMP, M4, and a scout on Frozen. I'm curious to see what Frozen can actually do with a scout here, because he was very strong about his headshots. We kind of talked about that. So if you give a scout to someone who can hit headshots, if they can do it with a scout as well, that suddenly makes a scout that actually a little bit more lethal. Because of course you're not looking for a tag anymore, you're not looking to pep them down to make it easy for those UMPs. You're just looking at getting kills.
Frozen, I could very easily see, taking the aggression up towards middle, taking aggressive angles to hold down the defensive for the CT side, you know, with the scout, with the M4s, etc., etc. So it'll be very interesting how how he plays towards the CT side setup composition here. He is holding market and he's working in towards the apps area, expecting Netland to come on through. But so far, Netland are playing very, very passive. They didn't get a bomb plant in the last round. They're force buying into this round. And I think they kind of want to see if they can steal around from underneath the CT side before they're just going to crumble to pieces on just pistols. They got Deagles, they got Tech 9s, they got PT50s. Kevlar head armor. Bond, this is probably going to give the game up as he is going to be the man trying to push on through. Takes the 1D onto Zedco, so that's at least a good start. But now he's got to deal with Frozen. Frozen, how are you going to land these shots? He's holding a very tight angle. The moment Bondas peeks out, it's either going to be tag for him, kill for him, and meanwhile on the other side of the map, Monty's going to be able to take down BRQ, and Devil's going to come around taking down Moyes. A second kill as the short aggression gets shut down. The bombs to his favor. Frozen takes one shot, headshot onto Bondas. No script doesn't land, but a P250 does. 2K for him, and he holds down the B site all on his own. 2 rounds on the favor for eXtatus.
Do you know how we talked about the headshots?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That speaks for itself, doesn't it? Like, this game, do we need to cast this game? I don't know. I don't feel like we can really do much justice to Frozen right now, because we can't just say the phrase headshot, and that's like his trigger word. He just like kind of pops off and is like, oh, here's some more headshots for you guys. Jokes aside, one team now looking for some frags here and there. Wants to really kind of pat the stats in ramp, because Netland are just going to walk out with their backs turned and make it easy for these rifles to mop them all up, get that round over and done with. The Frozen seems to have had a pretty good lunch right now. He's feeling it.
A 3-0, good start from the eXtatus side. Double up setup coming into play. Frozen's going to opt for the more traditional M4 rifle. So AWP's double up setup for Devil and Questone. And we'll see. Should be seeing mid-aggression yet from Devil. And Questone going to opt to take his AWP towards the A-site defensive. Standing from the back of Ticket Booth makes a whole lot of sense. Monty will be there to back him up with the aggressive angle in towards Palace. And this is a good play, a good setup, I think, from eXtatus, because Netland look to try and set themselves up for an A-site execution. 3 smokes to use, so we should be seeing, well, CT and the connector pretty much blocked off. But once again, Monty's got such an aggressive angle, and Netland, they are going to peek on through, and this could be a kill that goes so quickly to the favor of the CT side. Indeed, it would be Monty sprays away, Questone comes through, and Moyes and Felix will be able to frag back and take a 3-on-3 at the end of the day. But now, Bomb's going to go down towards the A side. Bonus has still got it towards it middle. He will get dinked up instead, so he will take that kill onto Zedco, and the grenade is going to do some serious damage. But I don't think Devil's going to be able to make anything more of that other than just holding down the AWP cross. However, Frozen does spot out the head of Felix. Like you said, the trigger word, he locks onto it like a magnet, a 2 versus 2. Looking for Moyes now, will spot him out, sprays away, isn't going to be able to land the kill, but now they have a bit of control of the site. Frozen does go down, so now it's all Devil. 1 versus 2 Bomb spotted, will hit the defuse kit, will tap it up. Tech9 comes out, but just isn't able to land the shots in time. Bonders 3K will net the first round for Netland.
Starting off with a round on the board is the best way to really get it going. Now with a round, they can try and double down, take it to a second. As I nearly catch myself off, almost shocked as the round plays out. One thing to kind of note on the end of that is that just stay crouched in firebox. It's generally quite a nice thing, but you can see how confident eXtatus are, right? They charge up through mid, they really just try and force Bubbles off, and now Monty, they don't check the corner. Oh, no. Monty, yeah, that's just violation. That's not even fair on them. Like, you gotta check your corners, Netland. You had yourself everywhere to go on that site. I don't know, man. I'm done. English is hard. Like,
here's the thing about that, right? Netland played straight into the hands of Monty. They didn't expect him to be able to take that angle again. You
just gotta check your corners. Like, that's like the most common angle.
Exactly, 100% about that. They were just assuming that, you know, Monty won't play that angle again. They probably he's already played it once so far. No doubt he'll be able to take it again. But remember, this is eXtatus. They're playing so confidently, like you said, and as a result, Monty just takes himself a 3K. Like, you got it. Like you said, you know, and you can't emphasize it enough. You got to check the angles. You can't just assume players are not going to be where you don't look. And now, as a result, they will leave Netland in a force buy situation. 2 UMPs were out. Lager had one, but he's gone down. The Eagles PT50s. Bit of a force buy coming through with Kevlar and helmets, but not much when you match up against the eXtatus setup. M4's Doubt, AK or Frozen as well, who is looking to land his headshots. 3K for him so far in this matchup, 2 versus 5. Netland just crumbled to pieces like a biscuit you've dropped on the floor. Minute to go, in middle. Bomb's not even in anybody's control. He hasn't even got control of the bomb, and he's got to run through what is basically the entire CT defensive line at this point to get it back here, and they're going to push it to the middle. This is not going to be a pretty sight, and indeed it won't be. Monty takes himself 2 kills in a round, and eXtatus reset and take 2 back against Netland.
The question I've got for you, Jay, is: do you go full British with your biscuits? Do you make a cup of tea just to dip the biscuit in the tea?
Do you know what? I have not done that in a good 3 years, actually.
Honestly, like, you've missed out, dude. Like,
I've had to give up biscuits because my calorie intake is too high.
I don't know, I feel you on that one, but like, there are some things in life that just aren't worth giving up, and biscuits and a nice cup of tea, like, you just gotta rock the British way, right? It's good. Like, it's what it's all about. Like, it's gotta make life worth living. And of course, talking about making life worth living, Netland, they've got something to fight for. The bomb is down on the A side. They had themselves that quick charge, but they're taking a lot of utilities. It rains down from jungle and connector. Lager has to actually do some serious work here with this AWP that he's picked up. Does find the first pick, taking down Zedco, but the Tech9 of Felix is completely blind, trying to play from ramp. Of course, as the push comes out, they find themselves one trade, plenty shots coming in, but also low. Frozen doing some big work right now, as he just gets himself frag after frag, straight on the defuse. The EWP being knocked away from CT. Questone there to do just a little bit more.
Yeah, the key thing about that round, however, was the fact that Netland got as much damage in the board as they could. You know, they got themselves the bomb plant. They took down 3 players of the eXtatus side. So now with this AK buy coming into play and eXtatus investing very hard into this round, there is a second AWP coming out from Questone. You got to wonder, you know, what is the reset potential for the Netland side? They have, of course, got to deal with the AWPs, and eXtatus have been playing very, very confidently so far. 6-1, 3 rounds won, and then 3 rounds afterwards. So Netland really have to pull something out of the hat to try and see if they can get that reset on through. If they do, then it could be in a very, very good scoreline for them. Right now they are 5 behind. We could be looking at 6-3, potentially 6-4, and if they go a little bit further, 6-6. So even up the scoreline. But also execution potential is available for this T side. 5 smokes, a myriad of flashbangs, 5 Molotovs, 3 frag grenades. You know, they've got themselves a decent working in terms of the utility, but they will kind of hold passive. They are going to try to see if they can prompt out eXtatus, or hope that eXtatus overextend and try play a little bit too confidently. But, you know, eXtatus know when to call it quits. They know when to hold back and play for serious rather than play for confidence. And right now they are not giving anything to the Netland side, so now they're going to have to try force the issue in towards mid-control. 2 players also looking for the A side. This may end up being a split here, as BRQN and the utility play of most of the T side will set themselves up to do so.
Few pushes here and there, gonna find themselves in through connector, gonna walk right through the smoke, in fact, straight up in through. Then we'll get the ADP impact kill, but an instant trade will come back in for Unbroken as he gets a double kill, actually going for the spray down towards Monty. which really is going to be just a play that leads to a whole lot for the Netland side. Most importantly going to be the bomb plant, of course, but they haven't smoked CT, which is going to be a very, very risky thing. Felix does go aggressive, gets today a takedown 1 and a second, actually. So nullifies the risk in CT as he aim alone seems to be able to carry him forward, leaving Netland with a round for them to play with. There's a second. What impact will it have on the eXtatus economy?
Well, we can take a look at that right now. Frozen's the only man who can buy. Might be able to drop a few upgraded pistols for his side. If not, just take a half buy into this one. If not, well, eXtatus actually going to go for the fully-fledged force, I think. Monty, Devil, yeah, they'll get themselves out. The Eagles, P255-7s, AWP on Frozen. This is a very weird buy from eXtatus, and I think that might be down to the confidence play. Frozen knows that you can probably shut things down. Actually, do you know what? Now that I think about it, this might actually be rather smart from Frozen, because Netland are going to be in that position where they're like, okay, we've got the reset, guys. We're going to be just pistols. This should be a third round for our side. You know, we just have to just not give up the pistol play or the close range pistol play to this CT side. But Frozen's got the AWP, and if Netland peek into him, and right now they're looking likely to do so, this is going to be Netland completely thrown for a loop. They're going to be totally caught off guard by this AWP, because at this present point, when you've just got the round reset after such a good amount of damage to the economy, no one's expecting this. So Frozen now, AWP takes the first, peeks out, second flick, looking for his third in the round. We'll spot one out behind it right there. It does get dinked. It's still the man advantage to the eXtatus side. It's all down to Frozen. Finally, the grenade will be able to take him down. So now the AWP will go over towards Monty. He will take down one, and now it's going to be Fierce to try to train him out. Finally drops the AWP. Finally takes out the action. Bonders comes in the back and takes down Devil. So now it's all Questone in the apartments area. Can he stop the bomb plant? He could be very likely to do so. Does peek on through, but Felix takes him down for the third round on the Netland side. So the AWP doesn't let them the round, but it does do some serious damage to this T-side economy. Stats will still be on an eco, however, 6-3.
What you have to think about there is, if Frozen bought a second longer, or if the flank didn't come in from the Netland side, then enough time had arguably been done with the AWP to allow eXtatus to get into that site, to get those close angles covered. Because originally it was just Frozen all alone, bear in mind. So, Netlands, you've got 3 rounds, but you need to be able to do a little bit more and really be able to chain them together, as now you are facing just pistols, but you're going 1 for 1 with them. Monty able to find one, you Molotov your own teammates off to apply even more damage, get them stuck in a choke point coming out towards B, taking so much damage, in fact. 3, 33, 21 HP. eXtatus, that's value in its own right, because now Devil, with this rifle, has Kevlar, bear in mind. He's only 3 HP, sure, but he's not going to back away from this one. He's still going to have a crack at it. Monty now is going to pick up the mantle, has no Kevlar, but is looking for the first shot. The first shot is a guaranteed kill.
Unless Broken finds it first, in which case he'll take him down. That's an AK out of their hands, but look at this. They find 2 more now, and Devil and Frozen realizing that no Kevlar and no health is going to lead them to be in very bad spots to try to set this retake up. So they'll just cut their losses and take what they can into the next round, which, you know, 2 AKs off the back of an eco, you know, that's not that bad from this CT side. You know, Stats can walk away and they can hold this one down, and they can use the AKs in the next round to try and relieve the investment, I guess is the right word for it, because right now you'll see the M4s come out. There is no potential to drop an AWP, so that's sadly out the window. But you will still see, you know, rifles coming out from these guys, and, you know, still 2 players sitting on about 4 digits of money. So, you know, taking those AKs into the round, yeah, it's not going to be 4 digits of high amount of money, but that still presents the opportunities in the next few rounds, you know, to really hurt the T side. So 6-4, Netland find their way back into this matchup. 5 AKs out. eXtatus also similar by 2 AKs, 3 M4s. Limited amount of utility, sadly, for the CT side, so not a whole lot of blocking potential on the Netland side. Meanwhile, the execution for this T side could come through whenever they do feel like it. So 2 rounds deficit. Netland now going to peek in towards middle and try to get some aggression on towards the A site as well. But Bond, that's probably going to get caught off guard by Monty. Indeed, he does. Monty takes him down. Devil's getting tagged up. So not the best trade that Netland were looking for. But either way, it will still be the man advantage to the eXtatus side as we do approach the minute mark. They set themselves up for a mid play here.
Netland in this round, they've really got to define themselves. They've got to build up a play that sets the precedent for how the rest of this half is going to go. If they don't, eXtatus will still begin to try and build into this one. 4 rounds for Netland. They've made the journey happen to to make you think of success when you see their name. But can they keep it going? Right now, they're allowing Monty to do too much from CT. A double kill is not what he should be able to find there, let alone anything more, as the Molotov will come in to block him off from the boxes. But no smoke, nothing to stop him from just charging forward. This man refuses to back down, as he just takes you down, punishes you with an easy headshot. Zedko with just another. Netland, the one time we wanted to see what identity you had is the one time you let us down. eXtatus 7-4, still looking like they are going to prove that they are the better team in this matchup.
Oh dear, Netland. Just when you had the chance to really even the scoreline, just when you had the chance to really shut down the eXtatus side, you just lose it at the very last second. Fortunately, the economy is sitting right for both teams, so they will force by into this next round. AWP out still for Devil. eXtatus really reliant on that AWP play, and honestly, they have every right to be able to do so because they can take those Angels from either setup. So now Netland and eXtatus, a good reset coming in from either team could really net them the half at this point. Netland looking to try to even themselves up and take themselves 8-7. eXtatus looking for that 11-4 score, and they were just slightly off the mark of in the last map on overpass. AWP taking middle control. Serious aggression from the CT side. Let's see if they can find that first pick and really hurt the Netland side, because right now they need all that they can. Devil just about spots out Bondas, but Bondas moves just a meter out of the way just in time. Near to go now. Quastone's got the aggression, actually will set up a backstab. He spots out the bomb. This is beautiful for the CT side now. Moyes has to go challenging. He has to take down the lone CT, but Questone is trying to go and force the issue for the Netland side to see if they can push on through. Meanwhile, Monty gets a kill. Questone finally goes down. The managed advantage is still to the favor of eXtatus, but the information gathered is going to be absolutely invaluable to this CT side.
That's why Monty walks forward and connected, though. He goes aggressive, wants to be on the forefront of play because he knows his teammate has to be repushed, so he secures no matter what happens that trading advantage. That is now 4 versus 3. The AWP going to be stuck up towards ticket move. eXtatus begins to build up even more with Devil and the AWP to take down Moyes. Broken, gonna try and lurk himself out towards the B site, wanting to be able to make this play as this push comes in, but it's all but a blunder. Broken now having to peek all alone now. Frozen takes him down with another headshot to be connected, as it is going to be just some slapdash frags, some kills here and there, and the same old disastrous result. 8-4 is the scoreline, folks. And it's looking like Netland are struggling to get past this number 4 marker. A mountain to climb, a best of 3 to win. But it looks like the tables are flipped, because right now the only thing Netland are doing is dropping away from this best of 3 series. At 8-4, they're at risk of allowing eXtatus a very strong half. All that's going through their mind is those big flashing symbols of just money, getting those dollars together. And not only that, just a scoreline of being able to say, hang on a sec, we can get an 11-4. So much to say, so much to do. eXtatus, everything to motivate them. Netland, it's going to sour out for them. They have to try and find something, a catalyst to get them going in this game again.
Alright, now their setup is not looking likely to be able to do so. We're going to try and eco around this next one. They're going to go for that mid-split once again in towards the A site, and they have got Broken on the MAC-10, see if he can take down any amount of money. He's spraying his way manically through the dark scaffolding, but Quastone's just not going to get taken down. Meanwhile, Zedko's going to be able to take 2 nice picks, 3 nice picks, almost. Actually, picks do go back to the Netland side. Broken and Lag are going to get 2 picks, but now they know where the rest of the T-side players are. Devil using the slightest of pixels to take down Lagger as well. Shot his funny bone, and now Bondas alone in a 1 versus 3 situation. Is in middle, bomb on his back, needs to get this first pick, get the bomb down, at least get Netland the advantage to walk into the next round with an economical fallback, but he doesn't even peek in towards Monty. Takes down Frozen, and Monty flicks his head around and takes himself a 2k. 9-4, favor of eXtatus. Netland really struggling to come onto this 5th round, so now AK's out. Can they do it in this one? This will be the last fallby that they can afford. If they lose this one, then it's going to be 11-4, I think, to the eXtatus side. And look at this. Once again, the AWP is on Frozen, on Devil, and this could be the best setup they could play, because Frozen is once again playing this B site, and he is known to be able to be a great B site defender here on Mirage. Stacking up 4 players in towards the A site, 1 also in middle to try to cause some disruption. It looks like it's going to be another execution potential, and already a great start, as Devil will take down 1, will take the trade right there, but Monty's coming on through towards the tag damage. Players will get traded 3 versus 3, but Devil takes 1 shot, looking for his second. Smokes off, looking for a bit of luck, and the grenade is going to land so perfectly onto Felix, takes him down, and Moyes is the last man alive. 22 HP, 1 versus 3, almost gets flicked on, but Devil spots him out eventually. No, he's back behind the danger box, but the headshot comes through anyway. It will be 4 kills for Devil, a beautiful round out of him, and a 10th round on the board for the eXtatus side.
I mean, Zeko's enjoying it at this point. They're all just loving life, and the big thing is that everyone assumes with a lot of these teams, when you have a player like Frozen, who is usually considered your hyper carry, is that the young talent, the player that everyone talks about in comparison to everyone else in this lineup. Everyone assumes that it's always going to be him at the top of the board, or you lose. And I'm not denying that he's not fragging right now. 14-5 is always very, very credible. He's doing so much for the team. But I want to put the spotlight on towards Monty. I want people to be talking about his name and recognizing that right now he's playing exceptionally well. 25-8. Both of these players combining to be a lethal weapon that just pierces right through this T-side that Netland try and play with. They get nothing done in this round at all. 11-4 is going to be the scoreline that eXtatus was sprinting towards. How on earth is Netland going to save this one on their CT side? Arguably where eXtatus really become into their own. You're taking players who are talented individually, and when you throw them on that T side, you allow them just to push into sites and play individually and still get those picks. A team game, I love that. That's what Counter-Strike's all about for me right now. But eXtatus, they can win off individual skill alone. And that's what they've really been showing. We haven't really seen any down and dirty tactical play from them. No nip executes, no fanciful coaching play being brought to the table. It's just a whole lot of aim and skill that allow them to win those gunfights and get onto a site. Ramp,
and they're proving your point. They're just proving your point right there. Frozen 2 kills, Devil comes through, and now it's all broken. Does get 1 through the smoke, and the cross actually spots out QuezTone as well, gets some serious tag damage, but once again, 4 versus 2, Netland. Very unlikely for this retake to come in. They haven't even got a defuse kit. They didn't buy a defuse kit in this round, so all on to, once again, the Angels versus the Angels, and eXtatus wins at this kind of battle every single time. It's now just going to be all on to Broken, takes down the third, but he's got to find 2 more kills for the ace clutch. It's just not going to happen. Frozen gets himself a 3K, playing out of his mind just as much as Monty has. 18-5, Monty almost 30 bombing this one, and like you said, those 2 players combined really form up what eXtatus can really do. And right then, take in mind, Frozen's only 14 years old. Like, Frozen is absolutely insane. I'm really excited to see what this kid manages to pull out later on during his career.
I see Frozen.
Exactly where I was about to make the comparison point. He is the future Rops here, AK in his hand, because he wants to land himself some one-tap headshots, and this T-side will just roll over what Netland brings to the table, which is a UMP and pistol force buy. That's just not going to work out to their favor.
Deadcoat with the UMP, just chewing them up and spitting them right back out again, leaving Felix all alone in a 1v4. And one thing I want to talk about with Frozen is, imagine if, even if a good, like, talented tier 2 or even tier 3 IGL can get their hands on him and just kind of, like, nurture him as he grows up, both as a person and as a player in both respects. If a good organization can back him as he grows up. Imagine if all of those chips fall into place, the future he could have. Because if he's kind of taught the game in the right way, has years to play with, bear in mind as well, before he can really... I mean, there was a problem talked about how these guys qualified for the closed qualifier for the minor, I believe it was what the analyst desk said, and the team got DQ'd because of his age. So imagine really once he starts to grow in years, and both experience in Counter-Strike and as a person itself, in terms of maturity and all these things, if he's got a good IGL and a good team behind him, imagine what can be done. Imagine the real pain that he could unleash.
Netland fully echoing this round. This is just going to be the pain being really unleashed onto the Netland side. eXtatus absolutely running over them in that round, and you know, that's just standardized Counter-Strike. 14-4, 31 seconds in, and eXtatus claiming themselves 1 away from map point. Netland, last chance saloon for the boys here. AWP, M4s, everything that they need, everything that they really need to work with. They need to put it into effect now. So AWP from Felix will hold down the A site, but just like that, 2 picks come to the favor of the eXtatus side. 4 versus 3 situation. 4 versus 2 is Moyes and Bondas, last 2 alive. Very bad positions for this retake. 1 coming in short, 1 coming in CT, and well, there is a lot of C's to find in between those 2, and Moyes will go down. Bondas, last man alive, 1 versus 4, gets peeked on by Zedco. Actually, Bondas does take the kill, but Now they know where he is, got an AWP, and he might just be best to fall out, try to see if they can formulate a force play and go to overtime. It's not even going to happen in that case. 15-4, I think this one's all set and done. 16-4, I think is going to be the scoreline. 2-0, I think will be the series, and I think it will favour the eXtatus side.
Sounds like it took you a real lot to build that prediction, right? That it'd be 2-0. Looking at the scoreline, I'd never have guessed at that point that it's going to be 2-0. As eXtatus, they had to work long and hard for this result. No disrespect to Netland, but let's be realistic here. They just have to plug their way through. It's a shame because I want to see this team-based Counter-Strike, but eXtatus just have these unreal talents who also are just playing on their day. Jokes aside, it's just looking like eXtatus, you know, we're just feeling comfortable. And yeah, the qualifier result was one part of that. And whether it was the minor, whether it was Katowice, I don't quite recall, but it was. I'm sure the analysts can bring it back up again. I'm sure they will, because they have got not really all that much to break down either. Bear in mind, I mean, we've tried to kind of to play off the roles there. We've tried to make sure that we bring that analysis onto the game, just so you guys at home understand what's going on. But the reality of the situation is, it's a whole lot of shots, it's a whole lot of aim. Accuracy is key. 16-4 will be the scoreline. 2-0 in this best of 3 will be what we are led to. Monty